of a lot more than they've shown so far. You're in for a great one tonight on Monday Night Football, folks. We welcome you in to NFL Live. Did any of you guys think I was going to say Duval differently? Did it scare you a little bit?
I thought she was going to drag it a little bit.
I didn't
do the head bob.
Can you say it again?
Liam Collins.
It's all about what accent you put on the vowel.
I think
like
everyone
which vowel
should
is accented.
Everyone should have to say it right now.
Okay, go down the line. Marcus Spears
Oh,
first.
Lord.
Louisville.
All right, go ahead, Mina Kimes.
Duval.
Okay, Ryan Clark.
Oh.
Careful.
Duval.
That's how they do it here. That's how they do it here.
Okay, so that's a new way to introduce the people on this show. So
Yeah.
glad you're with us today. Remember, we are 2 hours on Mondays, so we will be with you all the way until 5 p.m. And let's begin with what happened yesterday. The Broncos taking on the Eagles. Early fourth quarter is where we're going to pick this up. The Broncos are down 17-3, first and goal. J.K. Dobbins has been so good, Dan.
It's shocking how healthy he looks. He looks like J.K. Dobbins 3, 4, 5 years ago, how good he looks. And then Bo Nix, this fourth quarter was outstanding, how fast he played. Evan Ingram finding a way to get into the end zone.
Sean Payton decides to go for two. So the Broncos attempting the two-point conversion. Nix finds Troy Franklin in the end zone. It's good. The Broncos go up 18-17. Man, is this going to be the first loss of the season for the Eagles? Handed to them on the road. Just over 5 minutes to go in the game. Same score. Jalen Hurts finds Devontae Smith down the sideline. 30-yard gain, but a flag is thrown. You're going to see it here. Saquon Barkley is called for an illegal shift. So the Eagles punt the ball. Just over 2 minutes left. Broncos lead 18-17. Bo Nix finds R.J. Harvey.
I thought this flag was terrible. I mean, he's Zach Vaughn running to the football. It's not a malicious hit. He gets there almost simultaneously. Bad call.
All right, 9 seconds to go in the game. Same score. The Eagles trying to make it happen right here. 10 for the Broncos, 29. Bless you, Mina. Hurts throws downfield, cannot connect with Dallas Goedert. Nick Sirianni's looking for a flag. You see it there. Goedert was grabbed as he tries to make the catch, but no flag was thrown. So the next play, the Eagles with one final chance, 4 seconds to go. Hurts throws toward the end zone into a sea of defenders. The ball hits the ground, incomplete. The Broncos come back to win it, and here's Saquon Barkley after the first loss of the year for the Eagles.
I really don't know what people want. You know, if I touch the ball too much, sometimes we're not throwing enough. We throw it too much. I only have 9 touches. Like, I'm not in the business of, or what are we doing enough? I'm in the business of winning football games, and we didn't win a football game. With 9 touches, we had the opportunity to win a football game still, and we didn't. So we weren't detailed enough. There was too many mistakes, too many penalties.
The Eagles might still be 4-1, but they've been outgained in terms of total yards in all 5 games this season. They're just the second defending Super Bowl champion to start a season that way, joining the 1987 Giants, who started 0-5 and missed the postseason. Didn't help. The quarterback Phil Simms missed 3 of those games, for as you remember correctly. Dan, why was that Eagles offense so stagnant yesterday?
Stagnant. That's a word to describe it. It's the most predictable offense in the NFL right now, one of them. I mean, if the Eagles are in the shotgun on first and second down, they're throwing the ball. They will never play under center anymore, and if they do, it's a guaranteed run, it feels like. And then what happens is early downs are killing this offense. They're not good on early downs right now, which is something they dominated in last year. So on early downs, they're behind the chains, and then they get into obvious second and or third downs, passing situations, and they're not built to handle all those different disguises and pressures. And they're still predictable with their routes. I mean, these are the third downs in the second half yesterday. A.J. Brown runs a slant in. They get the 3rd and 15, and then Benito runs a stunt. They get the 3rd and 13, and here's an all-out bluff pressure that is simulated with 7 guys in coverage. That's not how this offense is built to play. It's still wildly too predictable, and if they get into obvious passing situations and you play zone behind it, advantage defense.
Yeah, I hear a number of conversations going on about how the offensive line is not the same, but there are certain circumstances where they're not giving them a chance. And these condensed formations and these splits that they're creating, where people are now starting to crowd the line of scrimmage for Saquon Barkley. This is one example of it right here. We're in the shotgun, and we get to the point where you can count the box. Look at this condensed formation. Everything is inside almost the hashes by the time you get this motion activity. Look how many defenders are around Denver. They trigger this. The safety goes up into the line of scrimmage. They try to bring a backside wide receiver on like a trap action, and Saquon now is already in the line of scrimmage. You see them insert again. It is just so crowded around there. You look at the pass that he was able to hit for a touchdown. They went out, found him space, found him a one-on-one to get going. To me, this is about the offensive coordinator. And listen, y'all, we've had this conversation about Philly before, and they were able to get it fixed and manage how they play football going forward. I 100% agree with you, Dan, but if I'm looking at a 9-man box in shotgun with Jalen Hurts and just Saquon Barkley back there on the early down, what are we doing running just a regular?
It's also not a play-action offense.
Yeah.
And the condensed formations, to go off of that, the tight ends aren't good enough at blocking to pull that off the way some other teams that have more condensed looks are. I feel like the story of the game for me was just that Denver, and it's crazy to say this about an Eagles team, was better in the trenches on both sides of the ball.
Oh, sure.
It was predictable going into it for sure, but it was so obvious. And you've been talking about the offense. I'm going to focus on the Eagles defense, not the Denver defense. That 4-man rush just isn't getting it done right now. You lost players in free agency from the Super Bowl team, but it was predicated, or like the hope for them being still good again was predicated on the idea of Jalen Carter taking over football games. He's not taking over football games right now. I think he's hurt. He's playing hurt. And he's getting doubled a lot. But even when he is getting doubled, no one's taking advantage of the one-on-one. So at the moment, this pass rush to me is just not sufficient to play the style of football they want to play structurally. Fangio dialed up some good blitzes in this game. That felt like the only way they could get pressure.
Yeah, let's give some love, though, to this Broncos defense. How are they able to just contain Philly so well?
I mean, Dan started off, right? They don't handle pressure well, and it was simulated pressure. It was 5-man fire zones. They also brought Talanoa Hufanga up to the line of scrimmage, and you were able to bluff, but also drop defenders opposite him to put pressure on the quarterback. There's a huge sack by McMillan late in this game. Also, Hufanga was able to put pressure on Jalen Hurts and get the football out of his hand. I thought that Vance Joseph knew that they would play well on early downs, and then it was about making Jalen Hurts make decisions on third down. And you know this, if you're in off coverage with the pressure, you're going to get a hitch, you're going to get a stop, you're going to get a slant. If you give them an opportunity to throw the fade because you're impressed, that's exactly what you're going to get. So you will basically eliminate more than half of the route tree just by presenting pressure to the Philadelphia Eagles. So not only are they stagnant with the initial play call, they also don't adjust with any creativity.
Look, that's what's concerning, because when we talked about Philly being dominant, it was always them dictating what you did.
Setting the tone. Yeah.
Like setting the tone. Beyond the physicality, formation-wise, using RPO with Jalen, using zone read with Jalen. They have, like, defenses are just lining up at the line of scrimmage and going forward.
Well, I think part of it, too, both guards are essentially gone from last year with Dickerson's injury, so then it's all connected. Bad early downs, you're not an overly exotic protection team on second down, and teams know if they follow the Tampa model of fire zone pressure you're not going to have success against that defense.
I'm glad you brought up the Dickerson injury, because we are going to bring in Adam Schefter right now with the latest on some top stories going on right now. We begin, Adam, with Landon Dickerson. What can you tell us about the Eagles' offensive lineman?
Laura, he's been hurt all year long, played through injury, limped off the field yesterday against the Denver Broncos. The Eagles had to play without him yesterday. And let's keep in mind, the Eagles now have a short week with a game Thursday night against the Giants as he deals with this injured ankle. Hard to imagine that somebody like that is going to be able to play Thursday night, but he's been so tough and such a warrior. Anything is always possible. Meanwhile, Amarian Hampton was in a walking boot after the game yesterday, got kicked in the foot, ankle, leg area. Obviously did not look good. He left the game, did not come back. Looked like he could move around a little bit, but the fact that he was not back was not encouraging. And the injury news for the New England Patriots a short time ago was bad. Their running back Antonio Gibson did suffer a season-ending torn ACL last night against the Buffalo Bills. Test today confirmed that it was torn. You saw Gibson leave the field last night, very emotional. And another big injury today. The Colts kicker, Spencer Schrader, suffered a season-ending knee injury against the Raiders, torn ligaments in the knee. He had been one of the best kickers in the NFL this season, and that's going to be a major loss for the Colts, trying to have to replace a kicker that had been that good and that reliable.
You just hate to see these injuries this season. There seems like there's been more than I remember in recent years, but maybe I say that every year. Thanks to Adam. You're with us throughout the 2 hours. We'll check back in with you for more updates and some on tonight. Let's go back to Sunday Night Football. Man, this wind is is not my friend. Okay, Bills
Good
hosting the
win.
Patriots. Stephon Diggs returning to Buffalo for the first time since being traded. 3 minutes to play in the third. Josh Allen looking for Khalil Shakir. And this one picked off by Marcus Jones. Dan, I'll give you some credit. You said this would be a bad matchup for the Bills.
Yeah, that was a great coverage, though. They kind of played triangle, 3 over 2. Josh is late in the red zone, outstanding. And then Steph, story of the night. He was on a mission type of player, ball in his hands.
2 plays later, that set the Pats up inside the 10. Ramondre Stevenson into the end zone, untouched. New England
Defense struggles with
20
this
to
direction.
10. Okay, ensuing possession, under 8 minutes to play. First and goal for Buffalo. Allen finds Keon Coleman for the touchdown, so the Bills do cut the lead to 3. Now, after a Patriots punt, under 3 minutes to play, Bills 3rd and 10 at the 28. Allen looking to make something happen. It's incomplete. Buffalo would end up kicking a field goal, and that would tie it at 20, as you see Allen and the creativity there. Next, Pats possession, just over 2 minutes to go. 1st and 10 at their own 29. May's in trouble, but how does he do this, Dan?
He's 6'5", 240 pounds, strong as an ox, an ultra competitive kid. I mean, that goes from 2nd and 18, 2nd and 19 to 1st down and 1 play away from being in field goal range. One of his special plays.
Later in the drive, 20 seconds left. Andy Borregales for the 52-yard attempt. The kick is good. That would seal the game. Here's the Pats locker room after a big win.
And we took the next step, okay? But I'm not surprised. I want you to understand it. I'm not surprised at all, okay? Game ball, Diggs, there you go. We talked all week about it. We were going to block one. I didn't know we were going to make one, but we made it.
Oh, you love to see it for Vrabel and co. What?
What was Tennessee thinking?
Oh, good point. Well, they let him go.
I mean,
in case.
Vrabel, why would you not want Stephon Diggs in your locker room?
That's a good point, too. What were the Bills thinking? What was Tennessee thinking?
That's all I was thinking about last night.
Yeah.
A lot of people are probably thinking that. Maybe Tennessee was thinking that. I don't know. RC, how are the Patriots able to get it done offensively?
Well, I think the first thing is when you have a competitor that feeds off of pettiness, you need to feed it.
You would not
would
know
know.
anything.
I don't know nothing about that.
Just
When
gonna
you
say it.
have somebody
Ah.
that holds a grudge and that plays with emotion and that understands that I want to go out and show this team and show these people that you do need me, that I can help a team win. The first snap of the game is a pass to Stephon Diggs, and you can tell when he got the football in his hands, it wasn't about falling down. It was about making plays. It was about exacting revenge on the team that he feels gave up on him. And the entire night, you watched him and Drake May continue to develop cohesion, but we're seeing that relationship grow. Last week, he said, I'm about a 5 out of 10 on the playbook. And I've heard that Josh McDaniels' system is extremely wordy. It's hard and difficult to understand. But you are seeing Drake May and Stephon Diggs begin to understand one another. And to me, that goes beyond the playbook. And we saw that last night.
Those broken plays connection between quarterback and receiver had to feel very similar to the fans of Buffalo, because the stuff that Josh Allen and Steph used to do was so much like what Drake May and Steph did last night. And I'm shocked that they're on the same page this much. So Drake throwing on the run. Watch as he breaks the pocket. He's going to point downfield and see the reaction at the bottom of the screen by Steph. He points. Steph sees it within a fraction of a second. Spins away, huge completion. That's being on the same page in that broken play element. 3rd and 7. Steph's at the bottom of the screen. A little pressure from Drake May. We've seen this before in this stadium with the quarterback that looks like this. Get outside the pocket. Steph's back is to the quarterback right now. He cuts it loose, throws it low way. This is a throwaway, essentially. Steph makes the